Hey everybody, how are you? And welcome to Chapel Hill, North Carolina, home of the NCAA men's champions, the Tar Heels. I just thought I would throw that in since that had just recently happened. I'm over here in Chapel Hill teaching a class. I just got through teaching a class on pricing, on how to price strategically. So let me give you a little background and let me talk to you a little bit about why I'm here and what I want to accomplish here in this broadcast. So a couple of weeks ago, Shannon and I put out a poll and we asked our Facebook community about what they wanted to hear from us. What is the information that they wanted to hear? What is the information that they would find relevant to them right now? And they came back with three things. They said lead generation was number one. Number two was lead conversion. And lead follow-up, by the way. Those were the three things they came up with, which are fantastic feedback. So what we did was we went and put out another poll and said, okay, give us some specifics. Tell us specifically what it is that you want to learn about. And the thing that all of you came back and said, all of the Facebook group came back and said, they talked about conversational prospecting. When you meet people and you have a conversation with them, how to evaluate, are they a prospect, are they not a prospect? To have those conversations and how to convert people pretty easily. So 2 weeks ago, not this past Monday, not yesterday, but the week before, what we started doing was every day we put out something in the Facebook Live community about conversion and about conversational prospecting. Well, today what we're going to be talking about is we're going to be talking about a skill called the patterned interview. And the pattern interview is really, really important. And the pattern interview is a skill of how to change in a conversation. So here's the scenario. So the scenario is this. Someone has just walked into your open house. Someone has just called you asking about a piece of property. So that is the scenario that we're talking about. Now, what many agents do, if somebody calls and says, hey, I just saw your listing at 123 Main Street, can you tell me how much it is? Or something of that nature. Our inclination is to say, oh, that house is $299,000 and it's got 4 bedrooms and 2.5 baths and it's on a cul-de-sac and it's blah, 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 blah. And we tell it all. We just do what I call show up and throw up. We just give it all to them. And if they hear something that they simply do not like, they go, all right, thank you, clunk. So the bottom line here is that at that moment, whether they have walked in an open house, whether they've called you about a listing, they have you and that listing connected. So to them, you are that listing. That's great and all, but you're not converting them that way. If they don't like the house, they're going to dismiss you with the house. So what you need now is a skill to go ahead and part from that house and start working toward their conversion. That skill is called the patterned interview, is what that skill is. And so I want to show you, I want to give you a little idea of how this skill would work. Basically, the skill is you answer questions and then you follow up with another question is basically how that skill works. So let's say that someone walks into your open house. Let's use this scenario. Someone has walked into your open house. Now, the natural thing to do is to introduce yourself, say hello, go look around. But what you need to do, because if they don't like the house, they're going to walk out and they're not going to talk to you. So what you need to do is go ahead and start separating yourself from the house just as quickly as you can. So they come into the house, I'm going to introduce myself, and then I'm going to have some type of opening question. Like my favorite opening question is, why did y'all pick this house to come into? What was it about this house that attracted you? And usually they'll say something like, well, the neighborhood. All right, great. So besides the neighborhood, what else is important to you? Well, I really want 3 bedrooms. All right, great. What else? Well, I want a nice yard. Okay, great. Tell me what else is important to you. Well, we would really like to have all the bedrooms upstairs, or we'd really like to have a bigger kitchen. Or I may say, what is it about this neighborhood that's really great to you? Well, we like the amenities. We like the swimming pool, or we're on a swim team and they have a team, or this is within walking distance to the school, or right? So I'm just asking them these questions, these big open-ended questions like, what is most important to you? What else is good? What else are you looking for? I'm gathering information about them. I haven't said anything about the house that we're standing in. I'm gathering information about them. And then as that comes to a close, I'll say something like, so how long have y'all been looking? Well, we've been looking for about a month. Okay, so have you been using the services of a professional real estate agent? Well, no, we haven't. Okay, great. So if the world was perfect, when would I be handing you the keys to your house? Now, that is a crazy important question. And again, I'll say it again. If the world was perfect, when would I be handing you keys to your house? And before I say anything else why this is on my mind, let me say to you that we are going to be posting below this video a giveaway, a free giveaway that has all of this written down, and it divides out and talks about all of these, including this question. So you need to go get that. So that is an important question because you have asked them to think in the future. And you've asked them to think in the future with you in it. That is major important because now they're thinking about you in their future. And then I would say to them, okay, so here is my suggestion. This is what I think would be the best thing for you. Go ahead and walk around the house and then come back to me and tell me what it is about this house that you really like. While you're doing that, I've got a couple other houses in my mind that I'm going to go ahead and pull up. And we can talk about how to get you to your goal. Does that sound like a plan? Well, yeah, that sounds like a plan. So they're going to go around that house, and that house may or may not be a house I think would work on for them based on that. But do you see what I've done is I've separated myself from the house, and I have talked to them. I have become curious about them. I have considered what's going on with them. Now we're starting to build trust. We're starting to build a relationship. Now, if this house is a good house for them, I am going to continue to sell that house and say, so what did you think? Can you see yourself living in this house? I'm going to talk about that. But based on what they've told me, it's entirely possible they have walked into an open house that just is not going to work. In which case, when they come back to me, I'm going to say, look, I think this is the best thing for you. Let's set up an appointment where we can sit down and we can create a home buyer game plan. And that game plan would give you a step-by-step of exactly how to hit this goal of having a new house on that date that you talked about. Does that sound like something that would be really good? All right, great. So have you been through the pre-approval process? You have. Who did you go through it with? Well, we just ran it on the internet. That's great. I'm going to have a lender call you because it's really important in this environment to have that taken care of. So those are the things that I am going to suggest to them to get them into my office and get them face to face. The statistics clearly demonstrate that if we can get them into our office and start that process, then the likelihood is they're going to be your client. So getting them into that first appointment is critical. If you continue to let them see you as part of the house, as you and the house being connected, they're not going to do that. So you have to learn the skill of pattern interview so you can run through the process of going ahead and becoming their agent instead of them dismissing you with the house. That's the pattern to interview skill. It is an amazing skill. It is a powerful skill, and it's one that you really need to learn. Now, because I understand that on a Facebook Live lesson, you don't really get all the nuances of it, again, I've posted it below. I see that it just got posted. Shannon did it for me. So I just got it posted below. And so you can go back and look at this. Now, we're also going to repost this out there so you can make sure to go and listen to it again if you would like. All right, do me a favor. If you have questions or comments, make sure to go down there and put them so I can answer them. Would love to do that for you. And also pass this on to your peers. Help them learn how to do this as well. All right, thank y'all so much. I enjoyed spending my lunchtime over in Chapel Hill, home of the NCAA champions, the Tar Heels, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.